What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're having a very blessed and wonderful day. Today's video topic will be us talking about the current promotion train for Suicide Squad and how I feel about it, right? Because in my honest opinion, I would say it's about a good 60-40. And I understand some of the reasonings behind why it's happening the way that it is, and that's pretty much the whole discussion. Also, real fast, depending on when this video goes up, it might be the same day as the previews for the game. In case you don't know, numerous content creators like the homies Lejeune and J Shock Blast and some news outlets like Game Informer and more got to check out the game early back in December, and they're going to be showing off some previews today. It's not a full review, it's a preview. There's a difference. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because I had an incident with Gotham Knights a while back where I dropped a video talking about my honest thoughts, how I felt about that game, and the video was fine. What I didn't know was that the embargoes to discuss the game had got lifted the same morning I had scheduled the video to go live. I genuinely did not know, and I ended up getting caught in that traffic. So this is me just being extra careful this time around. Now, I could have pushed my video back a day and things would have been all right, but whenever I'm on a roll like this, when it comes to working and uploading, I like to stay on schedule, which is usually me uploading every other day if possible, because if I break it, everything just kind of falls apart for me a little bit, and I don't like that. So moving on to the video. The promotion for Suicide Squad started on November 14th of last year, which was them finally resurfacing after a 7-month pact of silence. They came back to announce that they were bringing back their Insider series, a series that they've done before, back when Arkham Knight was still kicking around, in which they proceed to give you a deeper look behind the scenes at various things related to the game. As of current, we have 2 episodes out for Suicide Squad that covers story and gameplay, and then the second one has you take a look at all of the supporting cast of characters and learning how they all tie into the overall story being told and how they're going to be added into your overall play experience. Now, the third episode, we'll be going over post-launch details, which is what we're pretty much all waiting for as of right now, because that's easily the most important episode, seeing as how this game is a live service, and we really need to know exactly what is going to be coming next to decide of whether or not, the game was worth our time. Now, if you're on Twitter, you may have asked yourself this question or seen somebody else ask this question at any point over the past few months, is why the hell isn't the studio promoting the game? Because if you look through all of those hashtags, you're seeing a lot of people, a lot of accounts talk about this game, both for good and for bad. But the one account that you're not seeing talk about it is the games account. It's Rocksteady. So apparently the reason for why that's happening is because WB is currently striking against Elon and Twitter right now, and Rocksteady, WB, hand in hand. Now, I originally didn't believe it at first, I'll be honest, but I definitely did some digging. Numerous people have reported that same piece of information. And then not only that, if you look in other places where Rocksteady has a presence, it all begins to kind of add up. They're posting on their YouTube, they're posting on Facebook, they're posting on Instagram, they posting on Discord, they posting on TikTok. The only place that's not really seeing as much action as it could be seeing is Twitter, and that's understandable because they are on strike. But at the same time, this is easily the worst time that it could have happened. We are 3 weeks away from the game dropping for everybody who got the deluxe edition. It drops on the last Tuesday of the month, and the promotion is scattered, in my opinion, right? Like, the clips from other sites like TikTok and Instagram are being brought over to Twitter because they're not being posted here. I brought over a clip. Sorry, I said quip. I brought over a clip from Instagram because I tried to find it on Twitter, and outside of other mutuals doing the same thing, I couldn't find it like officially posted anywhere on that site. I had to go to a whole nother platform, right? Now that sucks because Twitter easily is where I would say Rocksteady and WB has the biggest reach, right? The biggest amount of reach, the biggest, what's the word? I almost say conglomerate, but that's not the word. Like, the biggest congestion of fans for the game, right? I feel like that's a decent substitute, right? The biggest congestion of fans for the game. And right now, they need all of the info that they are allowed to talk about to be out in the public everywhere as much as possible, everywhere. Primarily on Twitter, because the negative concerns are definitely still growing, and it's not really helping the game's case anymore whatsoever. Now, the reason why I say Twitter to be exact is because the way that the platform works, whenever something pops up on Twitter and it catches enough eyes, it spreads like wildfire just about everywhere, almost everywhere right away. It just funnels out like crazy. It's weird, but it works. Like, Twitter also just possibly has the largest collections of gamers in general outside of Discord, and not being able to fully interact with them or to be able to fully get in their face on a very consistent basis is definitely an issue. And one of the ways that's an issue is because, like, for example, there are still people who don't know that it's an offline mode coming. There are still people who don't know that you can play the game solo. It's not, you know, strictly multiplayer. And yeah, this stuff is all explained in the FAQs and the videos and more, but the average person, you have to think about, you got to think about it this way. The average person usually, when they wake up, they go on break at work, they usually end up checking their messages, Twitter or TikTok first when it comes to like news or notifications or things like that. They don't really check stuff like YouTube or whatnot unless they got a notification. People usually don't think to go to the websites or anything like that. Some people don't even know that they have a website, which is sad and funny, but true. Now, the promotion isn't all bad, right? It's definitely lacking on Twitter, however, because even though they do still post, they don't post everything that's on other socials, and it's weird to me because there's a lot more engagement that could be happening there, right? It's getting cut in half on the Twitter front. But they are getting decent engagement on other sites from how, you know, things are looking. Now, I'm not really sure on how this issue can be fixed outside of ending the strike. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to sit here, you know, feed you a bunch of bull and pretend like I know how. But if there is anything that I could say, again, it's just that this would be the worst possible time that it could have happened. And speaking of engaging, that actually brings me to the second point of the video, which could maybe help with the promotion issues, which would be to let people discuss the alpha test. Now, listen to me. I'm not about to diverge any details from the test. I'm not about to catch a left hook from WB if I can avoid it. All I'm saying is that before the test, there were tons of people who were ready to just completely write the game off before it even left the warehouse, let alone the shelves in the store. After the test, though, I'm gonna get in the mic. After the test, though, for the people who played the game, it was like night and day. I'm seeing people make pre-orders. I'm seeing former naysayers hype the game up. I'm seeing people break NDA so they can talk to other people. I'm seeing sides switch. I'm seeing people switch sides faster than Deathstroke whenever it's a contract with more money on the table. Damn near everybody who played the alpha was like, let us talk about the alpha. I expected that to a certain extent, but I was shocked. Like, I'm over here sitting in my chair, giggling about drinking my Ice Mountain water because I don't drink carbonated stuff. The whole time I'm sitting here looking like Tom Brady in that damn courtroom, like, yeah, they got your ass now. People are loving the game, and it's killing people that they can't discuss it because from what I've seen, that positive to negative ratio at its worst, in my opinion, at its worst is like a solid 80 to 20. Positive to negative was like an 80 to 20, at best 90 to 10. That's how much of a lasting impact that alpha actually left on a lot of the people that played it, right? People want to be able to say like, hey, I might have been wrong. This game was actually some heat, or hey, this game was actually a lot better than I thought it was. I might give this like more than a legitimate chance now, right? Like things of that nature. Now it would, man. If the NDA got lifted, it would be a civil war on Twitter. On one side, it's the people who still want to hate the game and believe that it's going to crash and burn, against the day one people and the converted haters who are now on our side because they got a taste and now they feeding for the game and they want more and they just waiting for that next fix. But at the same time, right, when it comes down to the NDA and not being able to discuss it, I understand where the developers are coming from, because look at it this way. If y'all think we got it bad, imagine how long the developers have to stay quiet. Like, they can't say a goddamn thing. Now, we all believe that a lot of good would come from the NDA being lifted. Things would genuinely change. And because I had to re-edit this video, I can add this part in. So, the previews are out. I haven't really watched many of the videos yet because I wasn't planning on doing so. But from what I have seen, right, it seems like most of the creators had a good time. Some news outlets like Game Informer now feel much more confident in what Rocksteady is doing. Other outlets like IGN are discussing how the Flash boss fight was annoying because they couldn't touch him and he kept running away. Other outlets like IGN are discussing how the Flash boss fight was annoying because they couldn't touch him and kept running away. I repeated that for a very specific reason. I'm not exaggerating any of it. Hey man, look, it is what it is. It ain't really nothing I consider that. But the previews are, I would say they're looking like about 60% positive, 30% on the fence, and 10% negative. Now, those previews will for sure help carry the game with promotion for a hot minute, but in my mind, it really still feels like there's a lot more that can be done. Now, I'm respecting the NDA and not saying anything, but that NDA being lifted would definitely feel like an anvil. An anvil's worth of weight being taken off a Rocksteady shoulder, and the player base could literally help change the path of promotion with them, because at that point it's all word of mouth traveling around, and we know how powerful Twitter can be. If all these people got all these good things to say about the game, that's definitely going to be cause enough to turn some heads and make people trying to figure out where all this goodwill is coming from. Like, oh damn, I need to go check this out. Or damn, I don't know, maybe this game do got something going on. Hold, let me go ahead and take a look. But I digress. We can only make do with what we got. Now the game is only 3 weeks away, so I'm expecting, well, hopefully expecting promotion to kick up a bit more leading up to that launch date. And we have at least 2 more big days left promotion wise, which could be the full reviews dropping later this month, much closer to release, like I would say like a week out. And then the 3rd Insider episode, which will discuss the post-launch content details, which we will be discussing as well. And we're just going to have to see how both of those things play out. There's also going to be a Q&A happening with the developers in the Discord on January 12th, and I believe you have until the 10th to, you know, put in questions. So if you see this video on the day that this was posted, which is the 9th, you should still have time to go in and ask, you know, questions and see if they get submitted in. But in case you didn't, I might end up doing what I did for Gotham Knights, and I'm going to be reviewing the Q&A session over here on the channel just to learn more details about the game, going over the questions and answers. And that video will definitely be on here either the day of or the day after. But nevertheless, we are starting to hit the end game now, and this will be a weird next 2 months regardless of whatever happens from this point. I'm counting this month as, you know, the month of release. Well, sorry, the month leading up to release, and then the month of release itself. But with all of that being said, it's going to go ahead and it's going to bring us to the end of today's video. So hopefully you all have had a very great and decent time here. Let me know down in the comments below how you feel about the current promotion issue that's happening with Twitter, or X. I still call it Twitter. I'm not calling it that stupid name. Let me know down in the comments below. And again, if you've enjoyed the video, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and smack the notifications bell so that you won't ever miss out on any of my future Suicide Squad related content. And I will catch all of you in the moonlight. Peace.